Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. I'm Infinite Enzo, and today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to mount a pocket clip to your Kershaw Lucha Bally song. One thing I want to tell you guys right off the bat is that I'm not a Bally reviewer. I'm just a general pocket knife enthusiast that likes to carry a Bally for EDC on occasion, just to kind of mix things up, you know. So that is the perspective that I'm coming from. If you're more into Bally flipping, you may not want to do this as it's going to throw off the ergonomics and the weight of the handle a little bit. But yeah, if you guys are kind of like me and you just like to carry a Bally for fun every now and then, I think this is going to be a convenient addition to the Lucha. So let's get into it. What do we need to do this? Obviously, we're going to need a Kershaw Lucha. Secondly, we're going to need a pocket clip, and the pocket clip that I think works perfectly for this is the Atom or Atlas pocket clip from Three Rivers Manufacturing. It's the same clip regardless of the two different knives it goes on. But the good thing about it is you don't have to buy the knife to get the clip. These clips are individually available from Three Rivers Manufacturing for 20 bucks plus $5 for shipping. So it's a pretty good deal when you consider that you're getting a titanium deep carry clip for under 30 bucks. So it comes off of the TRM Atom right here. I've actually ordered a new clip for myself just because I'm so excited about finding this one that it works on the Lucha. So we got our clip here. I'll put a link to the exact web page where you can purchase this in the description. The third thing we're going to need is a T6 Torx driver. This one comes from the iFixit toolkit. If you watch Nick Shabazz's videos at all, you'll probably be familiar with this. Really great toolkit for the money. However, if you're on a tighter budget, you can just go to Home Depot and get a set of Torx bits like this, Torx drivers I should say, for like 10 bucks, really cheap. So plenty of options, very easy to take care of that. So without further ado, let's get into it, guys. The part of the handle where I'm gonna be installing this clip is going to be right here on the safe handle. The reason that I want to put the clip here is that it positions, and now I'm carrying on my right side, I should also add, it positions the edge of the blade against the back seam of my right pocket. So even if the clasp is off, the Bally's not just going to come flipping open, because if my hand represents the back seam of the pocket, it's just going to sit like this, the clip's going to hold it in place, and it really can't open up. So ideally your clasp isn't going to come loose, but just in case it did, you have some level of protection from that. So let's go ahead and get into it, get our T6 here, and get these screws off. I should say as well, these screws go directly into the back spacer here, which makes this a pretty ideal place to mount your pocket clip. Nice and stable. It's not gonna, once it's tightened down, it's not gonna wiggle around on you or anything like that. All right, so here's the somewhat tricky part, getting the screws into this clip. I find that it's easier to go ahead and drop the screws into this slot here. And while we're here, I'll go ahead and point out that the reason this clip works so well is because of this slot. If you just had two individual holes, odds are that those holes for the screws are not gonna match up perfectly to the holes in the handle. But this slot here allows enough variability in movement that you can kind of finagle it in there and it works perfectly. So let's go ahead and try to get these screws dropped in place. Like I said, this is the trickiest part here. Here we go. Now I've got that one started. I'm going to try to use my driver to kind of bump it into place. Problem with these, there we go, that one fell in. The problem with the iFixit drivers is that they're magnetic, so sometimes they can hinder you just as much as they help you. There we go. All right guys, so we have both of our screws in place here. And here comes the more simple part here. What I'm gonna do is kind of align these with the mounting holes as best as I can. They should drop right in, and they do. And then we're just gonna go in through the portals here and screw them right in. Easy as pie. You do have to come at a bit of an angle for the top one in particular, and it might not feel great when you're doing it, but it will work. There we go. Let's get those nice and, I'm gonna keep them a little bit loose. So you can, at this point, you can wiggle this clip just a bit. I prefer to line it up almost flush with this edge of the handle. That's another reason I like this clip so much, is that it really kind of fits with the silhouette of the knife, with the profile of the knife, if you will. It's not too bulky in terms of its width. It does sit quite high off the handle, so that's something to keep in mind if you're not a fan of that. I'll also say, let me go ahead and tighten this down. I will also say in hand, it can kind of lead to it being a little weird in hand, but honestly not that bad. Let's go ahead and open this up. So as you can see here, if you're choked forward, my small size hands, I don't even make contact with the clip. If you're choked backward or in the middle, you are gonna feel that clip. Now the way that I tend to hold it is I let my ring finger and my pinky just kind of rest on that slope on the clip. And it is noticeable. Don't let me downplay it. It's certainly noticeable, you're gonna feel it. But in my opinion, as I said earlier, being an EDC guy rather than a Bally guy specifically, in my opinion, the advantages of being able to carry it like this outweigh the cons of how it affects the ergonomics. In terms of how the knife carries in your pocket with this clip, it is quite deep, and I think that is an advantage with this type of knife. It's not super noticeable, it's not really sticking out too much, but you can still get to it pretty easily, and I think it makes a lot of sense. Another reason I think this is such a great clip for this knife. So yeah, pretty great little solution here. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to share that with you, and I'm really excited about, how much easier it's going to be to carry this, because previously when I wanted to carry this knife, I was simply putting it in a pouch in my pocket and just letting it kind of float around in my pocket, which is not, especially with how long this blade is, if it turns sideways in your pocket, that can look kind of weird. So, so I think this clip solves some problems. So anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful to you. I hope maybe this improved your experience with the Lucha in some way. And again, this clip is available at threeriversmfg.com. The link to the specific page where you can get this clip is in the description. And if you have any questions, comments, feel free to add them in. You know where to do that. And if this video was helpful to you at all, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm a small content creator, so that does make a huge difference. Thank you, guys. I'll see you next time.